Welcome to the Seattle Sports Union podcast. My name is Abraham Deweese. I'm back again with the Soulman, Brian Solack. And joining us this week is our very special guest star. That is Coach Mike Jones. He is a professional wrestler, been around the block on the national and local scene. And in the recent passing of famous wrestler Kevin Sullivan, we wanted to bring you on. How are you feeling right now, Coach
I'm
Mike?
doing good, man. It's been a rough stretch. Man, just like everybody goes through the same thing with just overall celebrities and family members that die all the time. Seems like as we get older, just multiplies for some reason. And then, just for example, the rock stars every year, or the music stars, and then the movie stars, and then the wrestlers, and the football players, and the baseball players, on and on. And then your family. And then, of course, me and Kevin were pretty close for the last 15 years,
Kevin Sullivan, of course, the famous wrestler from the 80s and 90s and beyond, also known as the booker for WCW back in the 90s, also known as the Games Master, the Taskmaster. What am I missing? What other monikers did he have?
He was the mentor of the Real School Army for a long time. There's so many videos in the NGW green room with Taskmaster Kevin Sullivan leading the way and telling them how it is. And man, we were blessed to have him.
That's awesome. Can you tell us something about your journey with the Taskmaster? Do you have a favorite story? One favorite story to share?
Well, I got something I've been saving. These voice messages that he saved me that are priceless. And I haven't broke them out in a long time, but let's check a couple out.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Very
Put
exciting.
it on speaker. I don't know if I can do that. Let me see. Like I was saying.
We'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He thanked me for getting me to Portland. Could you hear it?
Yeah, that's awesome. Were you guys tell us the backstory to that? What was the backstory to that?
Well, the backstory was, and it's a typical wrestling thing too. My goodness, I get him booked in Portland, and what does Portland do? They decided, oh, let's book him, and they got him booked. The deal was the Real School Army was coming down there with Kevin. No, they switched it. We're not coming. Kevin's coming. And now he's part of the new Dungeon of Doom thing.
Which promotion? Which promotion?
It was ECW, and this guy named Bad Blood did it, But whatever, that's that. But I was still happy I got him a job there,
Yeah.
And he did a seminar, and like 35 people showed up. But that was nothing compared to these other ones.
When was the first time you met him?
Hold on.
Okay. Very cool. What was that context? Some sort of show in San Francisco?
He just said he's coming back from that, and that there was a huge turnout, and that he's trying to get us some bookings. And then I got him booked down there at the Freak Show Wrestling at Rikishi's gym called Knox Pro. And that was amazing. I got to wrestle Jake the Snake Roberts that night on Freak Show.
Wow.
On Sin Bodie's Freak Show Wrestling. You can look it up.
When was this?
And plus, it's in the NGW Green Room also.
When was this?
This was 2015, I think.
Okay.
And check it out. I got Kevin that job and Tokyo Master as part of the Real School Army. We got to go there, and I got to be with Kevin, with Jake, and then Kevin got to wrestle himself No, he had to referee Sin Bodhi wrestling himself. Oh man, it was just amazing stuff. And then they had King Kong wrestled Andrea the Giant, and then the Star Trek crew wrestled these freaks. And Tokyo Master was on the Star Trek crew, and then they won. And then D'Lo Brown was part of the Star Trek crew.
Oh wow!
You know, it's just off the charts idea of freak show wrestling there. But
so for our listeners who may not have seen you before, can you remind us your wrestling promotion?
NGW Northwest, I created in 2009 after the dang debacle with, man, next thing you know, there was no work for like 2 years or something, wasn't it, guys? It's like, geez Louise, and then they were giving us
COVID, yeah,
they were giving the crisis, the 2007,
the crash,
there's like no work, right? So within that time, and then they just kept giving you money, so it didn't even give you incentive to work either. I mean, even if you could, I mean, not like I was like that, but regardless, you were off for a good period of work time, right? And then, so all of a sudden I'm watching TV and I see Jerry Lewis with the Fight for Muscular Dystrophy shirt on, and he's sparring Muhammad Ali, I think it was. And I'm like, that's what I'm going to do, fight for muscular dystrophy. Okay. So I created NGW Northwest out of a dream in the Pierce County Library. I didn't even have a computer, dude. It's like, I didn't care. I was like, nothing's stopping me. I went down there every day and created it online, and, and then started having shows, and it went from there,
Did you meet Kevin Sullivan before your wrestling promotion?
No, probably a year or two after. It started in 2009, and yes, I met Kevin like a year later.
Tell us how that went.
He was part of SCW in whatever county that is, over there by Kitsap and Paulsbo. Okay. And so he was part of SCW and part of the Sullivan clan and stuff like that. And I was always feuding with Ron. And I did for many years with, many great matches we had with a lot of good stars I brought in with the Real School Army against Ron's group. And I would tell you, we won probably 90% of the time. But other than that, so after about, what was it? Maybe 6 months of me going to go against those guys and actually feuding with Kevin. I was going against Kevin. And so Kevin turned on those guys, turned on Ron's team. So it was me and Tokyo Monster. Our guy lost. Petrov was on our team, and he lost to Ron's team. But right then, Kevin turned, and we all beat the hell out of Petrov and Ron's team. So that was, and then we just went on from there for a good over a dozen-year stretch of kicking ass and taking names here in the Northwest with the Real School Army, and all over the place. Oregon, California, Nevada. We've been to Indiana. So, yeah, we've been having a blast. And then check out these next ones. They're priceless, dude. Let me see. I don't know if I did this. Yeah, I don't think I did this one.
Are you able to turn the volume up on it?
That's it.
Okay.
And then, my goodness, man. I mean, I'm down there at Cauliflower Alley in Vegas, and we're sitting after we won our match. We kicked ass, man. It was me, Mustang Mike, Andrew Anderson, and Taskmaster walked us to the ring and was at ringside with us, along with we had what was her name? This lady Nyla, also from Nyla Kennedy, yes, from New York. She came all the way there too. And then we were going against Sam Houston, Chaz Taylor, and Warhorse. And man, it was a 10-minute match. I won with the cutter. And then after the match, it spills outside, and Sam Houston like attacks me. And then next thing you know, Andrew Anderson takes him out and puts him to sleep out in the crowd. It was pretty fun, man. And then so now, check it out. Those guys they went and got a limousine and went to go see some 80s rock stars that didn't even tell me that they're going to see the singer from Rough Cut, Quiet Riot, some other, bands like that, and they didn't even tell me because they knew I wanted to be with Kevin partying afterwards. So we're at this bar and Kevin is talking me up to these three promoters, Bill Brown out of Nevada, Herb Simmons out of St. Louis, and Tom Cusati out of the East Coast. And it was really cool. Afterwards, I'm sitting next to Tom and he's eating. And Tom says to me, he goes, "You know what? Kevin's your biggest fan." I was like, man, that made me feel proud, man.
Oh my gosh. That gives me a chill to hear that. Wow.
And then I got at least two more if you guys got time for them. I know we're watching the clock today. We got the Apple Cup. And
That's
then,
right.
okay, time out. We need to discuss the Apple Cup for at least a good 5 minutes, isn't it?
Yes, we do.
There you go.
But we'll get that at the end of the show. We'll get that at the end of the show.
All right. Then
I think Brian.
Excuse me.
I want to hear some more of those, but I think Brian's got a question.
Okay, yes.
That he'd like to ask.
I do want to ask, how would you describe the personality of the real Kevin Sullivan? I mean, to me, growing up watching him, it seems like, he's just this evil son of a,
goodness.
But he's got to be a teddy bear. I mean, the guy loved you, Coach Mike.
He was, and he loved my girl, Key, and man, he was a laid back, soft spoken guy. That, man, he loved baseball. He was a huge Boston Red Sox fan. I don't know if you guys knew this, that they honored him at the game after he died with his huge thing on the screen, and they had a little tribute.
I did not know that.
Wow.
Yeah, the Red Sox did. That's no joke because he's from Massachusetts.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Was there a particular persona of his character work that he did that you liked the best?
I liked him as a Boston battler the most because I've always been a good guy, mainly. Now, of course, check it out. When, of course, I was feuding against Ron and those guys in Paulsbo and their league, SCW, they had me as a bad guy, of course. But other than that, and then, of course, sometimes when you go to different areas, I've been a bad guy. But in general, I've always been a good guy and tend to lean towards the good guys, so I liked him more as a good guy.
Awesome.
Even
Brian,
though his other stuff was so over, it was outrageous.
Brian, did you have a favorite character of his growing up?
Oh,
not that you ever grew up, but because for me, a lot of people don't remember this, but I liked him as the leader of the varsity club.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah,
that was great. Yes,
with Rotunda and Steiner.
Rick Steiner, yes. And then Dr. Death.
Oh, Dr. Death was in that too. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then don't you remember towards the end, they did like every other deal with groups. They were going against they split up and was going against each other. Yeah. So,
did you have a favorite, Brian?
What was the group that he was the head of? And he had like Umaga. Was it Umaga or who? Oh my God! Was it the Legion of Doom?
The Faces of Fear.
The Dungeon of Doom.
Dungeon of Doom. That's who I'm thinking of. That was my favorite. I always enjoyed watching that on late night TV.
Oh, I had a huge problem with that because I thought that was a little too WWF-ish. and I was always a
Oh,
WCW guy.
Yeah.
fair
Um,
enough. Fair enough.
but we all knew that was just to get Hogan some wins, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I got a question to ask. Just watching him, all the videos and TV, etc. Is he real? Was he really only 5'9" and like stocky 250? I mean, he looks
Yeah.
Really?
really.
Yeah.
So you probably towered over him, didn't you?
Well, shit. At my highest, I was 5'11 and a half. I
Okay,
think I'm down to 5'10 or something nowadays. You know how we shrink.
we do shrink.
Goodness. And I might have been tippy toeing a little when 5'11 and a half. I don't know.
Did you have another recording we could hear?
Oh, yes. My
Give
goodness.
some,
I got a
give
couple
some,
more ones that I
give some
consider
back,
more special. Excuse me. What'd
give
you
some
say?
back, give some background before you play it.
Well, I don't know which ones they are off the top.
Okay, then
You know
play
what I
it.
mean? Because I haven't played them so long, remember?
Gotcha.
I'm
Play it,
just,
and then give us some
yeah,
background
I
on
will.
it.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to play them in order. So this one I don't think I played. I
When
don't
was it?
remember that. I don't remember that one at all, really. But he just asked if I just got back from Korea, and he's got these, like he said, 4 companies. He was trying to do some worldwide deal, because he's wrestled Singapore all over the world.
Was
He never
he?
wrestled in Korea though.
Did he have his own promotion, or was he
No,
inviting you to other promotions
he
to
was
wrestle?
on a deal, talking with people and trying to get it all going. They actually did get it going a couple different times in Texas and Florida, but man, it's so hard. It never lasted. Okay, and then let me see. I got 2 more. It looks like this one's a short one. Let's see. Yeah.
Hey, Coach. Kevin, just said how you doing, Bubba? Okay, let me call. Bye.
He called people pretty much everyone Bubba, especially you don't know. Oh, he was hard with names. I can tell you this: Wild Lyle has been with us for 5-7 years, but he let me see, might have took a year or 2 off, right? And there probably is only a year period. And then next thing you know, Kevin's managing him there over at the Key Center, Key Peninsula. And Kevin says to me, as soon as the match started, he goes, how long has this guy been wrestling? Because he was doing good.
How similar are you? How similar are you to Kevin Sullivan in the respect that I don't think you're ever going to stop, are you?
I've officially sort of stopped because, for
Okay.
one, they say we never retire because you just quit getting bookings or whatever, I guess. Or, I can create my own bookings or have bookings or do bookings, but I'm not interested in that now because I'm at the point in my life where if I did do something, it would be something really special. And then I'm more interested if I was to do anything also would be promoting
Right.
or managing or training.
I think that's
stuff like
I think that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm nothing's on the table of getting in the ring again, unless something really special happened. Then I would, because I'm able to still.
You said you got one more for us?
I got at least 1, maybe 2 more. This one, okay, that was the. Let me see. Where'd it go? Okay. I think it's this one, and I've been looking for this one that I thought was real special that I hadn't heard yet. So hopefully this is it. Okay. he like had huge gyms down in Florida, and then his family lives down there still, and so he spent a lot of time down there, and then he helped get a championship wrestling from Florida. They're back on the map as of like last year, the year before. They got it rolling a little bit. I haven't heard much from him lately, but at least he helped him get back on the map, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, I don't see the one so there's a lost recording. It was one that it was just, I thought of it as a typical recording, but it really made me feel good and proud. It's just Kevin calling me up. To me, it's just one of my basic matches that I didn't do anything special in at all. Okay. But he's calling me back to tell me that he's on the ferry with John and his wife, Emily, and that was the best match he's ever seen. He loved my arm drags. He loved my power slam. He loved this and that. And I was like, man, thanks, Kevin. That really makes me feel good. But I was like, to me, I really did nothing special or different or out of the ordinary. So
it's because you're a good guy, Coach. He knows it when he sees it, man. You're very positive and inspiring.
I thought that was cool. That really made me feel good. Yeah, and
that's very, very cool. What do you remember your last interaction with Kevin Sullivan before he passed away?
I was at his Hall of Fame induction at Cauliflower Alley.
Okay,
that was one of the last times, and I do got videos of that. I'm not sure if they're all uploaded yet, but I will make sure that happens.
Two things. Where would people find these videos? And what is Cauliflower Alley?
Cauliflower Alley Convention is in Las Vegas, Nevada. They just had it August 19th through the 21st. It's been at the Plaza Hotel and Casino for the second time. Before, it was at the Gold Coast for many years. And I think they're keeping it at the Plaza because the Plaza is pretty cool. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it, but the Plaza is like, where it is located is premier because soon it's like, okay, you know how the Strip is the Strip, right?
Yeah.
The Strip comes to a T at the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the Stratosphere.
They are located center field at the T. You walk out of the Plaza and you're on the Strip. So that's pretty cool.
Wait, are you talking about up by the Stratosphere?
No, just the Strip. I don't know if it's by the Stratosphere, but I'm just saying it's in a cool location.
Okay.
So but it's not the greatest hotel, but they got a budget. It's always fun. It's decent.
That's cool. Yeah, I definitely know the Gold Coast, but yeah, I haven't heard of the Plaza before. But you were there for a wrestling convention. Is that every year?
Yes, I've been there 3-4 times now. Yes, they have them once a year.
I might have to check that out.
I'm a proud lifetime member of the Cauliflower Alley Convention.
Yes.
Oh, right on. Did you? I know Kevin had several children, like at least 4 or more. Did you get to meet any of his family over the years?
Did not get to meet his family. No.
He seemed like a heck of a father, just from
his wife was a wonderful woman, and she wrote a book recently. Let me see what's the name. Oh, there it is. Old School, right there, ring squared.
Oh, okay.
By L.A. Taylor is her writing name.
Okay, and that's about Kevin.
It's not about Kevin.
What is it about?
Kevin, that was a tragedy that somehow Kevin did not allow or even pursue his own story.
Wow.
And his wife wrote Old School like within the last 2 years, okay? And then what that's about, it's an old school story of how professional wrestling started in like the 40s and 50s, where, it was gangster and it was, more real than it is like, and then how all the territories and stuff, but different names based on true stories, though. So that's pretty cool.
Coach Mike, give me something you learned from Kevin, one in the ring and one just in life in general.
Well, in the ring, I just liked how he always told you to keep at him, and stay on him, keep at him, and don't stop, And then what I learned in life from him, man, he's just a cool, laid back guy. Don't take anything too serious, I never really seen him ever stress out, compared to me. I mean, it just did my physical the other day. My blood pressure was like normal, but for whatever reason, sometimes I stress out, I mean, could be from blood pressure. Who knows? I don't know. It's probably not, because if it was normal the other day, I would imagine it's good and I feel good. So I got another 25, 50 years in me.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
What's Kevin Sullivan's legacy to wrestling?
Man, I guess most people look at him as one of the greatest bookers in WCW that helped them get on the map. But they were always on the map, But what I mean by wrestling started going to a downspill for a while, and then it picked right back up when Kevin got in there, and it really helped out. Then Bischoff came along, and then it just grew from there. They were the leaders for 83 weeks, and he was responsible for a lot of that.
Okay.
Right on.
When Kevin passed away, I mean, I know you've talked stories about him, what was your initial reaction, you as a person, Coach?
Man, it's always sucks, You know how it is, where it's like, I believe your time's your time too,
Yeah.
So that sort of helps me a little bit, no matter who it is and how old they are and who they are and how close they are to me. Your time is your time. You cannot avoid it, no matter where you are in the world, So there was that. And then I guess he started to suffer a little bit towards the end. And by that time, he's better off. But it sucked. It was like a couple months earlier. I called him up. He actually answered the phone, and I asked him how he's doing. And it was a short conversation, but he was able to tell me he's doing okay. And I said, "So are you on the comeback?" He said, "Yep, I'm on the comeback." And then that was about the end of the conversation. He just basically right then said, "All right, Coach, thanks a lot. We'll see you later." And so, said whatever or whatever. So that was cool. That was my last interaction with him, pretty much. Except, I texted him. We texted a few times after that. But yeah, it was sad. Yeah, he was loved by a lot of people in the world, man. They just had a tribute to him in Tampa there.
What could some of the major wrestling promotions learn from him? Because I think there's some. But you went with us to AEW last year, Coach Mike.
Yeah.
I think there's some things missing from modern wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's got out of hand where the way the new school sort of took over, it seems like.
What is that new school?
I don't know. It's just it's more crazy, more dangerous, more more a lot of things. Sometimes more unbelievable, more dangerous, more crazy. I don't know, more stupid.
I think I agree.
It's not all that way. But even look at baseball, for example. Kevin was sort of he's been upset, and he even personally had even mentioned to me in the last 5 years, I can tell you, I would try to talk baseball and stuff. His reply was real quick. What? He don't care. He don't like the new style of baseball. So it's the same type of thing. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Even for him, his favorite thing in the world, and even the Red Sox. I said, dude, don't you just follow the Red Sox still? Nope. He's done with it.
He finally won a championship. He stopped following. Wow.
No, he didn't like the rule changes of
Okay.
the time clocks and the bases and You name it. What's there been, a dozen or something?
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah, I mean, there's this moniker of it's always being done out of safety, and as you look at more pitchers blowing out their arms than ever,
Yeah.
is this time clock helping or is it
Yeah.
hurting?
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think it's probably hurting. Yeah.
pro wrestling, I would assume the same thing. It's like, there is, a greater emphasis on concussion protocol, that kind of thing. However, you're letting, as I watch AEW, guys are breaking legs left and right,
Yeah.
doing silly spots for television,
Yeah.
not even pay-per-view.
Goodness. Yeah, exactly. I know. My goodness.
I got one more question for you, Coach, pertaining to wrestling. WWE is moving to Netflix come January. So basically, they're saying everything's going to be rated R or whatever. I mean, what are your thoughts, as you, the wrestler? I mean, you think that's going to be fun to watch? Or
I think that'd probably be entertaining, yes. But you know what? Their product doesn't move me much anymore, so I really, really don't watch them hardly at all. And then I'm even getting off of AEW some, I mean, I still like my favorite wrestlers and I watch them when they're on, but I'm not like seeking it out as much. And I definitely wasn't able to go to SmackDown. And there's a chance I can go to AEW. Were you guys going to go?
Which one? Wrestle Dream?
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
hear that it's expensive. You're already going. Okay.
I'm going. Are you going?
I'm not going yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know if you're. That's down in Tacoma this year.
Okay, yes, definitely. Yeah, it's not far
Down in
from
your
where I
area.
live. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I agree with you, because I look at the WWE product and I see too highly produced, and then I look at AEW and I'm like, not produced enough,
Yeah.
and there seems to be these extremes where where in this effort to get more, televised, WWE does everything for TV rather than for the fans.
Yeah.
And then, AEW is trying to be the complete opposite, and then it just ends up being bad TV. So
Yeah.
where's that middle ground? Where's the different matches are going to have different, styles, and then there's going to be stories for everybody. I don't see that,
Yeah. Yeah, they have it for a few people, like a few storylines. Yeah. At least better than nothing, I guess.
And that's where Kevin Sullivan would definitely be of value today's wrestling. The stories are stale; they're rehashes right now. They're
Yeah.
the same old. There's nothing that shocks you or amazes you. The only person that is interesting on AEW from a here's something different is MJF.
Okay,
And the Cody storyline was amazing until he actually won the title. Now it's kind of boring.
Okay, yeah, geez, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's true, huh?
Yeah, it'd be neat to get a little something different. I think a lot of Kevin's booking had something a little bit different,
Definitely.
based on the individual wrestlers rather than, trying to make a wrestler fit into something that they're not good at.
Well, hey, what do we got here? Not even just about less than 15 minutes, right?
Yeah. Was there something you wanted to bring up?
Well, I think we need to get on to some baseball too, right, guys? I mean,
we can do a little baseball. I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure that you got everything. Before we do, I want you to get out everything that you want to say about Kevin when he met to you first.
Man, just like I say, check out the NGW Green Room. Man, I think there's probably 100 videos of Kevin might be on there.
What's that website address?
It's just that's YouTube. NGW Green Room on YouTube. It's on Coach Mike Jones' channel.
Awesome. Well, Coach Mike, your Mariners. I'm saying yours because I'm reticent to to admit that I went to any games this year. But okay, our Mariners. Did they do enough? Did they firing Scott Service? Did that fix it?
I like it because I like Dan as a change, and I like Edgar in there for sure. I mean, if they just had Edgar by himself, I would be happy. Even Dan by himself, I'd be happy. Happier, I guess. right? But no, they still haven't done enough. Totally. I mean, with adding additions, somebody said throughout today they were. I guess you can do trades at the end of the year now, after a certain period of time. And somebody said that Kirby's on the block for some guy. Oh, the guy from Boston, Tony Cassis, the first baseman. And people were like, "That is not good."
Let's go to
That ain't gonna
Brian.
fix it.
Let's go to Brian. Brian knows these guys. He knows Kirby really well, and he knows the Red Sox really well. Is that a fair trade?
The first baseman Cassis is an up and comer, but I don't know if I would trade Kirby. I mean, the guys he's our future. I would be more into trading somebody like actually, believe it or not, I would do a Logan Gilbert for Cassis, but you got to add more to the deal. Yeah, Gilbert's ready to move on anyways. I think we could get a nice haul for him.
Gilbert has the least.
Excuse me, Abe.
No, go ahead.
I'll hold my thought.
Go for it.
Hey, you guys don't know what could be happening behind the scenes there, Brian, because check it out. Kirby has sort of an attitude. Okay. What I mean by that is you never see him smile. And I've even seen him have a great performance and get a standing O, and he don't tip his hat to the crowd. I mean, that's ridiculous, dude. That to me is uncalled for and disrespectful. Now let's look at Gilbert. Gilbert's a good, fine Christian man, married, fine, outstanding guy. You hardly ever see him frown. He rolls with the punches, and man, I think he's the future. So all I'm saying there, my point is, Kirby could be causing waves behind the scenes, which means if people are doing that, they do got to go. So there's my outlook on that.
To counter that real quick, I mean, make some good points. Kirby was like that with the Aqua Sox too. I've never seen the guy smile, period. But I just think with the Mariners ownership, they're not going to be spending any money. So we might as well get some value for Gilbert, because Gilbert, I'd like to see him succeed elsewhere if we're not going to give him the opportunity here. I mean,
that's
Gilbert,
true. We might not sign him. Yeah. There's that too. Yeah, exactly.
Gilbert's definitely a better pitcher at this point than Kirby, but
yeah,
we gotta do something.
And then man.
Also, by the way, George Kirby, I believe we do have an interview with George Kirby on SSU, right?
Yes.
So
no, that's with Hancock. Oh, no, we never did actually. It was just with Hancock and with Brian Wu. And
we got Brian Wu. I'm sorry about that. You're right.
No, you're fine. And Bryce Miller.
Okay, yeah, nice.
We did not get the trifecta. Okay,
no,
but I do want to say this, Coach. You're wrong. I don't care if he tips his hat. That doesn't matter to me. I mean, what can he do? What can he do, on the field? I mean, also another thing, I went to spring training and George Kirby autographed a ball for my son.
Nice. That's cool.
So I can't get on his case. And if he doesn't tip his hat,
I don't like him. I didn't say I don't like him.
Right.
Oh no, that's what I'm going to be spreading on Twitter. Coach Mike hates George Kirby.
No,
just kidding.
No, I just had never really seen any pitcher ever in history in my lifetime not tip his cap to the crowd when the crowd.
Oh, I've seen plenty of pitchers leave, in a surly mood, especially considering. Oh, I would be surly if I were a Mariners pitcher and not getting any more than 2 runs.
Oh goodness, yeah.
To support me, I would be.
You gotta pitch perfect, yeah.
I'd be in the locker room, hitting, kicking water coolers like Jared Kelnick.
Yeah.
But no, I think a pitcher has to go. I'll let you guys argue over which pitcher because you guys know more about that than I do. But I mean, you can't have 5 aces on a team. It just.
Well, then hold on a second, too, guys. They don't need to go till we're eliminated, right? I mean, we're not eliminated yet.
4.5 out with 14 games to go.
Until they say
there's still a chance. There's still a chance, yeah. but I mean, in the off season, I agree. You have to trade assets because this ownership group will not spend money. That's the only route you can go. I'd prefer to keep them all in the ownership. Realize that they're billionaires.
Yeah.
And maybe you can spend $1 or $2. These guys act like they're, they act like me and, undergraduate at Eastern. Oh my God, I'm going to pay for for movie admission in nickels, which
So-
I've done before.
I would say Luis has to go.
That's a
Yeah.
that's a good option. But you're mentioning Kirby, like in that scenario, I doubt Boston would trade Luis Castillo for that first baseman you're talking about. They'd want young guy for young guy, right?
They would, yes,
Probably.
100%.
Yeah. So you're only going to get back what you can offer out there. And again, I prefer just to go get like freaking oh shoot, I forgot his name. The guy for the Yankees that's going to be a free agent this year.
Soto.
Thank you. Yeah.
Soto, yeah.
I'd rather just do
that would be really sweet. Yes.
But they ain't going to pay for that. So
No. Yeah, well, they got to pay for Cal because they're losing him any minute.
Cal ain't coming back.
Probably not. I know, but I'm saying if they're going to spend some money, he's one of the ones they should spend some money on. And then, man, what about the Geno thing? They got rid of him because they didn't want to give him like $14 million. They didn't think he was worth it. Look at him; he's overachieving big time now.
Yeah, and that the ridiculousness about that is they go and they get Luis Urias and which Brian warned us about, and Jorge Polanco. So you got Georgie Planks and Urias sucking, and here Eugenio is out there being an all-star.
Yeah, goodness.
For the same price. For the
and
same price.
Fielding, teammate, vibes, the whole 9 yards.
Leadership, yeah. What about Dipoto? What's your temperature?
I'd never liked him.
Okay.
He's a snake oil salesman.
He is.
Yeah. And then a liar, but do you need to give him a break because if it's the ownership? I don't think so, man.
Not after 9 years. Not after 9 years.
And then not for being a liar the whole time.
Yeah, okay, so I do not like Scott Service, but I got to tell you guys, the way Dipoto handled the Service thing.
Oh, yeah.
Going behind his back and talking to hey, do you want to be manager? It's like, no, you know what? Be a man, tell the guy, you can just pick up a phone. It's not that hard. Say, we're moving on from you. We'll let you know when that's going to be.
Yeah.
That's what a man does. Whatever service is, like you said, snake oil salesman. Yeah. That's what those kind of people do. And,
hey, it just reminds me of, I have flashbacks of the Kevin Mathers interview with who was it? The Bellevue Rotary Club or something,
yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And the way he was talking, you could tell that was the whole organization because you can't tell me you're talking to strangers like that you hadn't gone over that with Stanton and Dipoto, that this is how you guys feel, or just you. Maybe they didn't, but it sure really looked like it. That's how they all look like.
I agree.
Real quick, if we don't make the playoffs, is Dipoto fired? I believe he will be.
I hope so. Yeah.
The newspaper said he won't be.
They said he's already getting an extension.
Yeah,
that is the worst PR thing you've ever heard, isn't it?
Yes, that's terrible.
I seen you guys complaining, and like I said, thanks for warning us.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I canceled Root. I won't be doing the flex. Like the account manager, she called me up and asked me, you want to put in a deposit for next year? And I'm like, absolutely not.
Good.
Absolutely not.
I quit it a long time ago. Yes.
Yeah, and I probably am still going to go to spring training, but I doubt it's going to be for Mariners this year. I'll go see some teams that want to win championships.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
That I told you guys before, this 54% nonsense, that tells me you don't.
That too. Why would you say that? Jeez Louise.
Yeah, that tells me you don't care about championships. You just want to win enough, sell enough bobbleheads, sell enough jerseys, so that you can maximize profits. And I'm very convinced that's all they care about.
Did you guys hear Edgar talking about his hitting approach to these guys?
Simplifying it?
He laid it all out, saying he does not care one bit about exit velocity, this, that, the other. He's back to basics, and it's been helping.
Coach, I've talked to Soulman about this. Luis Reyes and Stephen Kwan have the lowest exit velocities in the majors. And what do?
Goodness,
hit
yeah.
over 300.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so that's all nonsense. That's what happens when nerds get in charge of
Exactly.
baseball teams.
Yes, exactly.
All right, we're running to the end of our show here. Coach Mike, would you like to promote your? Well, I know you've already promoted the YouTube page. Go ahead and promote it again, and any other.
You guys can check me out at Coach Mike Jones, the coach with the most. Coach Mike Jones on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Don't forget to check out the Real School Army and the NGW Green Room for hundreds of videos of interviews from celebrities all over the world. And then, of course, you got the Coach Mike Jones Show podcast that I've been doing. I've got 91 shows in the books.
Nice.
But basically my first season so far, which I'm thinking about adding a few more shows to the first season before I end the first season, and then switch over to a new format like maybe Riverside or StreamYard for my second season.
Fantastic.
Nice.
And you have a pick for the Apple Cup?
Oh, I'm a Husky fan.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. And that's our show today. I want to thank you. I want to thank our very special guest, Coach Mike. And just a quick note here: both Brian and I feel very, our hearts went out to you when Kevin Sullivan passed away. You were the first person we thought of, and I'm glad you got to experience a lot of good times with him. And thank you for being on our show and sharing some of those recordings.
Absolutely, thank you.
You're welcome, guys.
And for all of you,
guys
thank
are
you.
the best, man. Excuse me
thanks.
for interrupting you.
That's all right. And thank all of you out there for listening along. Check out our podcast on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you find podcasts. As well, check out the sports app, Sports on What, to find channels and times of all the games in your local area. On behalf of the Seattle Sports Union, the Brian, the Soulman, Solack, myself, Abraham Deweese, we'll see you guys next time.
Go Cougs.
Go Huskies.